What is going on, guys? And what a wacky day today. I took an awesome trade straight out the gate. I was in Tesla. I wrote it up for 125%, and then watch it come crashing down to 50% where I finally exited. I did exit green, 50% on that particular trade, but nonetheless, I gave a lot of it back just because of the fact I wasn't quite sure, and I don't really know if there was any news that came out about what happened this morning. I know a lot of people's platforms were going out today. There were some wacky numbers. There was rumor about platforms, brokers being hacked and all kinds of stuff. I didn't know what exactly to believe. We took a nosedive really fast, and then we just bounced right back. So we're right back to where we started. But before we get started, remember to hit the like button and to subscribe if you haven't done so already. Yeah, so what a day. Where do we go from here? I think that's kind of giving everybody the shakes. I know everybody's been playing this whole game about the stock market's going to crash, it's going to crash, it's going to crash. But typically when you think that, it goes up. And it will continue to go up, in my opinion, for the next couple of weeks because of the fact that, you know, when you're looking for it, it's not going to happen. And when everybody finally decides, oh, well, the stock market's going to keep going up, that's when it will crash. So being said, we have earnings, and this earnings is going to crush it. You have people all last year who didn't take vacation. They have tons of money that they spent over the Christmas holiday. Most of big tech, all of big tech, maybe some of the smaller value stocks, they probably get hit a little bit, but nonetheless, there was going to be a lot of money in the system that is going to reflect on this quarter. Being said, I think that in turn, after tomorrow's Microsoft earnings, I think it's really going to kickstart us, and we're going to go flying to new all-time highs. If by chance the black swan does not appear, I don't see any black swan in the cards unless something random comes up, which is typically the black swan. Being said, I think we are going to run. I think all these companies are going to crush it. That's why today I wasn't really worried. I saw it coming down and there was no specific news. So I felt like, well, I was good. Being said, let's get into the charts and I'll continue this conversation. So let me make this full screen here for you guys. SPY. So yeah, we opened up. I mean, a lot of stuff push up. And when I get to Tesla, man, what a crazy push on Tesla. But SPY opened up. We started to push up, and then all of a sudden we just sank. And this, at 2 candles, we sank quite a bit. We sank, I don't even know what the percentage is on this thing, but we sank quick and we sank fast. Good almost 1.5%, and it wasn't even a full 2 candles. It wasn't even a full 2 hours. I think that lasted like maybe 45 minutes. That was a hard pullback this morning. QQQ. I know everybody's like, oh, the market's going to crash. I understand there's a lot of bad things and inflation and all that stuff, but still it takes time. It's not going to be an overnight thing. Again, it's my opinion. I can keep saying the sky's going to fall, and then one day it'll eventually fall. I can keep saying the market's going to go up, and one day it'll eventually go down. So nonetheless, you know, you're going to be right 50% of the time. Nonetheless, the stock market's still going to go up. My thesis, again, is that we will continue to ride for the next couple weeks up. Then I think end of February and March, it's going to be a little rocky. Do I think we're going to slam to the floor? Maybe, maybe not. But being said, I think there's just too much stock market crash, and that's all you see on YouTube. And it's going to crash, it's going to crash, it's going to crash. Well, you know, the numbers and everything look good. Yes, there's still a lot of money being pumped in, but we won't really see the effects of that for a while. Being said, taxes, I don't think will be raised now. If I think, like I talked about yesterday on the weekly update, that's self-inflicting. I don't think that's going to happen. I think taxes will be hiked up quite a bit, but I think we're still looking at like a year or two out before that even happens. There's still a lot that has to go into play. Yes, this stuff doesn't happen overnight. Nonetheless, so let's look at Tesla. Tesla, I timed perfectly actually today. It came out the gate. I tagged it on this 20 and I rode this bad boy all the way up. Again, hit about 125 was the peak of that contract. I got it on February contract. I again almost sold it. Hold well here, and it was bouncing. It came back down and retested this yellow support I had here. It was bouncing off there, and I was almost considering selling it because the movement, the momentum of the stock was really losing gas, and it wasn't holding. And then the market started dropping. And normally Tesla will, recover and really doesn't care about the market, but it was acting different today. And I knew I should have sold it there, but I didn't. It came down a little bit more, and I finally ended up selling it for 50%. And then it crashed all the way down here. I didn't jump back into it. I thought about it, but with that dramatic drop, I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't nothing crazy. So I held off on that. I did sell a couple other positions today. Just to free up more cash. Like I've been talking about, I've been trying to liquidate a lot of my positions. So by the end of February, by the end of earnings, I'm not holding anything. And if we do decide to crash, I'll be ready for it. So I don't believe you need to take a position every day. I think I'll start maybe scalping or overnight swings at that point until I can get larger positions again in once there is a correction. Being said, Tesla. So I did catch that perfectly. I lost a lot on it, but it's okay. It's no big deal. I still got 50% out of it, so I can't complain. Nonetheless, we're still pushing up. I think Tesla's really going to go crazy on Wednesday. I think tomorrow, just because of what happened today, I think tomorrow what's going to happen is we might just do a lot of sideways action, to be honest, just because of the worrisome. I know if we go back to SPY here, we're still staying in this range. I think tomorrow we might just bounce back and forth, actually. And then when we get end of day, if Microsoft destroys it, which I think it will, with the Xbox and all that stuff coming out, we're going to rip. And then it's just going to be a chain reaction, and all the rest of these big tech are going to go flying. And then that's going to last us for 2 or 3 weeks. And then at that point, I'll start liquidating a lot of my positions. Again, a lot of my positions are leaps in shares in renewables. And by Wednesday, we should get news, tax credit, all that stuff. But again, if there's any kind of tax credit, Tesla's going to break 1,000. It's going to test 1,000. It might break 1,000. It's going for 1,000. If it does get the tax credit, it will definitely, I think, break 1,000 at that point. But being said, I think after this earnings, I think Tesla might be pretty quiet until the Cybertruck comes out, which I believe is in the fall. Once that comes out, and if there's a good response to the Cybertruck, then I could see another big run for Tesla, unless Tesla comes out with something else. Maybe Tesla announces the compact car. That is somewhere in the cards, I think, this year as well, too. That could be something that could drive up the stock at some point as well. It could be another catalyst. Tesla has a lot of bullets in the chamber, just wondering which one we get. Nonetheless, Appl, it crashed. I was too slow to pick up any of these wicks. I wasn't looking for it on these. I was kind of just watching my positions mostly. Or else I would have jumped in some of these quick wicks, because these wicks went straight up. The bounce was fast out of these. Appl, I think, will crush it. Tomorrow, I think my focus is mainly on Tesla. Yeah, I think Tesla's probably my primary tomorrow. I got some other things in the pipe I'm not going to say on here yet, because I want to look into some other specific things a little more deeply. And we got to talk about GameStop too, because GameStop's just been bonkers. Let's see, Appl. So that's Appl. Facebook rattles. It's holding here. Facebook might not even break this until earnings, which I think it's going to, and I'll go retest 300. But yeah, so Facebook isn't my priority tomorrow. It's more after earnings. After earnings, I'll start playing these again and play continuations on these. So look for that Thursday. On Wednesday night, I'll probably talk about what I'm going to look for continuations. Again, those are more like day trades, overnight swings, continuation plays. Airbnb selling off. It's really struggling to get over this 187 mark. I see that coming back down. Again, this is one of my primaries for the year. If we do have that correction and whatever it is, if it's 5-10%, some people are really calling for some big corrections, like 30%. I don't really see that happening. There really has to be something out of left field that's really going to sink this, and it has to be new to be able to sink it that much. Nonetheless, I think a lot of people are still fresh from last March, so they think everything's just going to crash again. I don't think that's going to happen. There's too much stimulus in the system. There's just too much going on right now. I don't think that's going to be a possibility this year. So Airbnb wasn't one of the big ones. Square, there is a lot of positive news on this, and I was actually looking at the numbers compared to PayPal. PayPal, like I talked about last time, it had all these upgrades and everything. It's getting some. It's mainly because of the crypto and the downloads and stuff. And I did look up the numbers on Vismo, I think is the way you say it. And that was like 1 million downloads last month. But Square has 2 million downloads. Square is people like Square a lot better, or Cash App, I should say. Being said, this was just because of what today is. I thought we were actually going to correct and start running today, but then for whatever reason, everything just corrected down. I don't know if someone was trying to get an entry on that. Whatever the reason is, I don't think there was actually a specific reason that dropped us the way it did today. There was talk about vaccine. The new strain again came out. I mean, these rumors resurface. I don't know if they're just reflushing old news to try to get better entries on this. I know Pelosi got like a bunch of call options, I think on Tesla and a couple other ones back in December. So that just to tell you, who knows, right? I mean, that can mean a lot of different things. There's someone just trying to get a good entry for earnings because they know this earnings is going to be ridiculous. In my opinion, I think it is going to be ridiculous, and we'll find out come here tomorrow, starting tomorrow, going into Wednesday, and then after Wednesday night. So being said, Square, I still like it. I still holding strong in this. I have leaps. This is why I hold leaps, because this crazy move didn't destroy my account. It did not. First of all, I went into it with risk management, and I didn't whole account this thing. I do have a lot of shares in this. There's a reason for that, because the shares hold better, and I also hold leaps, because leaps can take hits like this without them losing half of the premium, right? It doesn't burn because of this crazy move. Now, if you had a contract that was only a month or two long just to cover earnings, yes, that's going to destroy you. So again, why I like leaps. Being said, I still really like SQ. There was also an article that came out about PayPal saying that they expect Square to have the same kind of reaction. So with that being said, for whatever reason, it's still selling off. So I just think someone is trying to pick up more shares here. I think it's only a matter of time before this changes. I like this stock a lot. This is one of my favorite stocks. I've done the due diligence on this. I like Jack Dorsey. I like what he's about. I like what Cash App has been doing. Cash App has been kind of a surprise, but it has been their cash cow since the pandemic. Being said, there's a lot of steam in here, and it's building up. And I really think this is going to just tear up and take off. So just my opinion. Again, this is not financial advice at all. Oh, I didn't even have my banner up. Let me display that. There we go. Yeah, whatever it says on the bottom, that's what it means. GIK, still holding a leap in this. Another EV play. Snow, I was actually starting to churn, and then all that news and crept out again. I like Snow still. I don't like Snow, and I like Snow only because I think there's going to be some big moves in this coming up. Just waiting for this one as well. Etsy, I like Etsy a lot. It needs to come down. I think Etsy earnings is on the 14th. Being said, if it does come back down and tag this zone, this 198, I might actually consider going into it, as long as we don't have any wacky stuff going on today. TAN is one of them I did sell out today. I did sell up here at the top. I tagged out of this and then started selling off again. My entry on this, I'm not really sure. I know Wednesday, I have a lot of renewables already. I know I did sell out of ENPH and TAN. I think the EVs in themselves will probably will help float me past Wednesday. Again, I didn't want to, I had a pretty decent position in this, so I just wanted to take profits on this and kind of wait it out. Again, trying to just liquefy a lot of my positions. I try to hold more cash, especially after today. It was just like a gut check. Even though I feel like it was going to bounce right back today. I just wanted to make sure that I had some stuff liquidated and more cash, more powder on the side if I needed it. But nonetheless, still good. I still had a good profit off of TAN, so I'm not complaining about that. NIO, same. If it actually comes down here, I might consider, if it hits that 58.22, might consider taking a position in this. Given Wednesday, they might get a sympathy play just for EVs on this one. Again, this is Chinese stock. We might get some kind of sympathy play on this. If Tesla goes ripping up, this might actually rip, because once it breaks that 66 mark, or that 60, we'll say 67. Once it breaks 67, this thing I think can really fly. There's a lot of people that believe in the stock. I'm not a huge supporter of it. I think there's a lot of issues still there. There is a reason Tesla is Tesla, and there's a reason why they are so far ahead. NIO, I think, is just trying to be the next man up. So possibly, but we'll see. I mean, Tesla can't be the only one. But nonetheless, STPK, this energy storage, I'm still on this one. Again, it tanked. Again, Leap, it's still holding well. I want to hold this one as long as possible. Again, this one I'm going to monitor, though. If we do tear up, this is also why I sold TAN, because I still had an energy play. If this one by chance tears up on Wednesday, I'll be definitely monitoring it. And for some reason, if I feel, that's why like some days to day, they change. Sometimes I'll sell out of positions and stuff like that. So just be aware of that. Don't go into this and just hold. I say hold on for a couple of days, but then I might see something in the market and I might back out of it. So whatever trades you take, again, do your own due diligence and be mindful of what's going on. If you can't monitor these positions, just be aware of that and watch it, set alerts. If the alerts go off, check it and manage your positions. Nonetheless, I do still love this play. I'm trying to hold this. This is supposed to be a couple weeks, maybe a couple month hold swing on this. I'm really just kind of waiting on the news on this one, and I'm hoping Wednesday kind of gets this to break above this and start really ripping. Same with BLBD. BLBD is a longer play, I think, for the year. Again, all I have is shares in this. More likely just hold this along with NGA. I do have leaps in this. If this does for some reason pop like crazy, I will sell my calls, but I will hold on to my shares. I do like NGA for the longer play. NNDA, I missed this wick. There was so much going on. If I could have grabbed this wick on this, I would have grabbed this $13 wick. But it's okay. You can't get them all. There was so much going on. My alerts were going off anywhere, so I couldn't really see it. Dropbox, I actually like this one. This is set up pretty nicely. One I'll be monitoring tomorrow. Let me actually move this up so I don't miss it. Dropbox, I want to try to get in Dropbox for earnings is on the 14th, so trying to capture the run-up on Dropbox. I will look at leaps for this as well. Again, looking at leaps, in case anything crazy happens like it did today, this doesn't destroy my account, right? So Dropbox is, again, another one I really like tomorrow, and we'll look at leaps. If the prices look good, I'll probably grab a couple of Dropbox leaps and price them. I haven't really priced the contract, so it's something I have to look at. But again, I'll be looking at leaps for Dropbox tomorrow. Let's see, where are we at now? Disney, I'm still in the leap in this. Disney 14th, I think this is going to crush it. I think, again, everything just pulled back today. I think someone was just trying to get an entry on that deal. Or I think someone was just trying to flush out all the Robin Hooders is all that was. to be honest. I think that's all that was. We'll see tomorrow for sure. If this gaps back up and starts running again tomorrow, or just holds, then I'm perfectly fine with that. Again, they're all leaps, so I don't get destroyed the next day and wonder where all my money went if I was in a month contract. Again, be very specific on the types of expirations that I do go into a trade and what I'm looking at. So Visa just got destroyed. I'm glad I got out of that. I played that actually perfectly. Let's see, spots. Now it needs to come back down. It had that nice run up, and then it's playing just like Visa. Lemonade did the same thing. Lemonade had this nice push up, and then it just died out again. So BYND went flying today, and I tagged out over here. See, this is one thing I don't like. It's putting stops in, right? If you have conviction in it, you get tagged out, and then this happens. This runs back up, right? Like, I believe in BYND. And for this reason, I mean, they promote their stuff so well. This thing is going to, again, test 200. Nonetheless, I got tagged out. This is why you should trade your style. Other people might say things about that, but ultimately, trade your style. If it works for you, trade your style. If you have conviction in the stock, now I'm not saying just go do a 5-minute research on the YouTube video and saying you have conviction. I'm saying actually do your research. And if you have conviction in that stock, then do it. But manage risk, right? Like, I had a pretty decent sized position in this. If I would have just held it saying, hey, I know in earnings they're going to crush it, and I just continue to hold it, guess what? Bam, 200, like I said it was going to do. It'll probably actually break and possibly make all-time highs, to be honest. But nonetheless, a lot of times if I see something in the market, again, I'll sell it. I'm not that worried. I'm not going to be greedy about it. There's always another position, right? So again, don't hold it if it's going completely red and destroy your account either. There's always risk to reward, right? Whether you're playing butterflies or you want to play spreads, I don't play any of that stuff. I play straight naked calls and puts, and I play leaps mostly, and I'll play scalps a couple weeks out if the setup is good. Like today, Tesla was perfect. I played that perfect. If the setup is there and momentum is there, then I'll play it for the scalps. Just be mindful of how they work 100%. My big thing too, like I said, I'll set stops when the stock is really soared, right? The reason I don't like stops, like placing an actual stop in there, is because people can see that stop, and then you have people trying to tag you out, and you see this all the time. These crazy wicks down, people are trying to tag you out, and then the stock ends up taking off. And I think that's exactly what happened on BYND here, right? I had my stop set here, and someone just tried to tag it out. Let's go down, boom, and it shot back up. I mean, it is what it is. You trade the way you want. Everybody trades differently. Just realize that. I think I've become more of an active investor, if you will, the macro versus the micro, because you find you gain more wealth that way. You're more accurate. The longer you're in a stock, the probability of you coming out successful is a lot higher. It's not saying buy into don't be a bag holder. Well, you can be a bag holder, then you're going to destroy your account, because some days you'll go green, some days you'll go red, some days you'll go green, some days you'll go red. A lot of times you'll just be break even. So you can play that game or play the macro game and be an active trader. I believe is where the biggest money is. I've seen the biggest returns from being an active investor. We'll call it active investor, not active trader. So longer term swings. Again, why I hold leaps, because they don't get destroyed with garbage like today. Nonetheless, T-Doc killed it today. Sorry, that was my little rant. If you guys want me to do videos like that, I can do more videos like that. I need to do some more tutorial videos for you guys. So I will actually, in the coming weeks, I'll start doing that. I'll also start going more live here. I'm trying to go live actually every single day, Monday through Friday is the objective, coming up soon. So be on the lookout for that if you have watched this far. Nintendo Nintendo ARK is buying more Nintendo. The only thing I don't like about this is it doesn't trade options, and it's really spotty. So the volume's not the greatest. So liquidity, that's the only thing that has really held me back from buying this. I might actually purchase some if it stays at these levels tomorrow. I might actually just buy some, a small position, and just play it out. ARK has been buying a lot of Nintendo. There's a lot of stuff. Switch 2 coming out. I think they destroyed Christmas. They got the Pokemon stuff going. They've got a lot of good stuff in the pipeline. I think Nintendo could have an awesome couple months, if not years. So I think that may be one that's flying under the radar and why ARK is buying it so much. Bingo still continuing to run up. Haven't played any of that. If you play that, NVIDIA, nope. Amazon selling off again. Snap, nope. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I think that was we got Microsoft tomorrow. There is Microsoft tomorrow. It has ran. It jumped straight back up, so it was barely even a blip on Microsoft's radar. Again, Microsoft, I think, is going to kill it tomorrow on the numbers, and that's just going to start pushing everything else along the way. This is one I wanted to bring up to you guys. If you guys haven't noticed or done any research on this, China and VR is actually starting to be a really big thing, so much so that this little stock called IQ could see some major moves coming. Now, don't just sink money into this. Go do your own due diligence. But if VR explodes this year in China, this IQ stock, which is a stock I used to play when I first traded a while back, and used to be actually really good, but now it's just it's been pretty dead, as you can see. But nonetheless, if the VR thing really takes off, this stock can really shoot. Maybe you might see a 2-3x return on this stock. I can see it if that's the case. Again, I want you to follow up on this one. POW, I did take this one last week. I am in leaps in this. I wasn't aware if I brought that to anybody's attention, but I am looking for an ammo play because of the administration. I think this might pop up again. Being said, I have a couple leaps in this. I'm not super overloaded on this. C, R, and T, my 5G play. I am in this one. I have a leap in this one, nothing major. Again, it did take some damage, but again, as you can see, it's right back. It's ready to rock and roll. That's why I like the leaps. I think that's pretty much it, guys. Let me look here. Yeah, that's pretty much what I got for you guys. So again, I got some other stuff I'm working on, some other stuff I want to research and bring to you guys before I start throwing stuff out there. GameStop, that was the other one. If you've made it this long, we might as well talk about, what is GameStop? GMS, man, this stock. So I guess there's some Wall Street better. It just made $12 million off of this. Good old GameStop, GMS. That's crazy. So I'm trying to figure out the formula on this guy and try to recreate it. But nonetheless, yeah, GameStop. AMC, I know Nokia and BlackBerry or a couple other ones, people are trying to get the same kind of movement to cash in. You really got to be careful with this kind of stuff, guys. This kind of stuff is what destroys people's lives, right? Like if you haven't been trading a lot and you buy into the stuff and you get wrecked, that's your own fault. You have to take responsibility if you want to have a career in trading, right? I think you definitely have to be careful, have to manage risk. You got a lot of people that come in here and they put a ton of calls on these things in short expirations, not understanding that you can also get exercise on those expirations and have to owe a lot of money, right? If you don't know how to roll out of those contracts or sell those contracts or know what to ultimately do. That's what's important. So GameStop, crazy. And AMC is another one of them. So just be careful. If you're going to get into it, know what's at risk. That stock can tumble right back down just as fast as it went up. So with that being said, thank you guys. I appreciate your time you spend with me each and every day trying to make some money because it's fun. And you make a lot of money, right? Nonetheless, thank you guys, and I will see you guys later.